Post. All right, we're good. Okay. Now, hopefully we don't have any sound problems, because that would not be good. Let's go ahead and put out a tweet. Man, I wish there was a way to share this right now. All right. Looks like there's somebody out there, but I don't know who. So we got two people. Who's that just jumped in? And hopefully we have no audio problems. I hope. All right, I'm testing the audio. Test, test, test. Can you hear me? Hey, what's going on, Jinhan? What's going on, Rick? Hey, can you guys hear me? Yeah, can you hear me? All right, cool. Man, something's wrong with my Open Streamlabs. I can't. It's frustrating because I can't show a lot of stuff because it's acting up. So I might when we get done tonight. I got some stuff to do for work. Then I might actually get on later on and fool around with it. So if you guys see the live stream up, I mean, you're welcome to jump on. But it's me just trying to work out the kinks with Streamlabs because I don't know what's going on. So. Not sure. All right, so I just threw something up on Facebook and Twitter. Let's see what we get. I finished C. I don't know if either one of you guys are watching C on Apple Plus, but I finished it today. Pretty darn good too. It's pretty darn good. All right, so we got some more folks that hopped on. Hope you guys had a good week. It was a great week for me. I don't know if I shared this with you guys or not. What's going on, Javon? I don't know if I shared this with you guys or not, but I got a chance to speak at Montgomery College just about my experience on YouTube and kind of what it's been like over the past couple of years. So it was really, really good. And thanks to everybody as well who subscribed to the new channel. I appreciate your support with that. I mean, I realize it's a channel probably that you wouldn't frequent, but thanks for subscribing. Trying to get to that 100 subscriber mark because then some other stuff opens up that you can do on YouTube. So again, I appreciate that. Oh, I did. Well, I'm happy about it, Javon. Don't steal my joy. Yeah, C is good, man. C is really good. Like that whole idea to me is really interesting. Although I will say the first episode, I was like, I don't really know. But then after that first episode, it really picks up. And to me, it's worth the what is it, $5 a month for Apple Plus or Apple TV Plus. I think they got some other stuff coming out too. Oh yeah, I definitely watched Titans, Javon. But now it's getting like so hard to keep up. Everybody's got a streaming service. So, man, by the time you finish paying for all of the streaming services, you are almost at like another cable bill. It's nuts. Got my big glass of apple juice here. Be taking sips of this. I'm taking a sip of it right now, actually. Oh. Yeah. I agree on. Yeah, it's really good. Oh, let me say this too. No language in this live stream. I don't know if you guys heard about all the stuff going on with the FTC and them really leaning hard on channels. So please, no cursing in the live stream, because after it posts, I get in trouble for that. And there's been like tons and tons of videos on YouTube where people are complaining about that. So language, please, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, I know. I know you don't. You're not paying for services, Cobra. It's funny because I was talking to a friend of mine about Ford versus Ferrari. Which, by the way, if you've not seen Ford versus Ferrari, man, that might be my new favorite movie of the year. Oh my gosh, that movie was good, man. It was crazy good. I didn't want to name any names. I didn't want to call anybody out. You know, I didn't want to. If the shoe fits is all I'm saying, because I don't need the trouble from the FTC. And sometimes we do have kids that hop on this stream. So no potty mouths. Has anybody seen Ford versus Ferrari? I'm just curious. If you haven't, you need to get to the theaters and check it out. Hey, Envy. I do. Yeah, I do. Kamikaze. I mean, it's not what I mean. The stream says it's not for kids. But what happens is when it goes up after we're done, then it's just open, like whoever can see it. And sometimes like my nephews and guide children will watch the channel and things like that. But like I can set the option now to make sure that I think the option is set to make sure I get like an alert if someone says something that YouTube deems as inappropriate. It doesn't just like jump right out there. Don't even get me started, man, about the Charlie's Angels remix. I don't have no plans on seeing that at all. I mean, I don't even know why they did that. I don't even know like why did they do that? Ford versus Ferrari was man, oh man, that was good. I was surprised. I was really surprised at how good that was. Oh, Kazi, I told you I saw Dolomite, didn't I? I looked at it on Netflix. I thought it was just okay. I mean, essentially, it's telling the story of Ray Moore, but I think that was based on true events. That wasn't like a docudrama, was it, Kamikaze, or was it considered a docudrama? I'm not sure. Make sure you see it, Cobra, because it is a really good movie, really good movie. IRS a loose DCU. Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. But yeah, man. So also I want to talk to you guys about The Mandalorian. I think everybody's seen that, right? Anybody not seen it? So we don't spoil it. I guess you would have had to have seen it by now. Maybe you didn't see it. That last episode came out on Friday. Okay, that's what I thought. That's what I thought, Cobra. I know it was something I think Eddie was doing to kind of just give a nod to him. Wait, Jinhan, you haven't seen the second episode of The Mandalorian? All right. So I gotta be careful what I say about it because, man, I'm telling you, man. Like I said, I'm not the biggest Star Wars fan, but The Mandalorian, boy. Hey, what's going on, Adric? Yeah, it's really really good. I mean, I love it, and like I'm not even a big Star Wars fan. Ah, okay. Okay, so you saw the first episode. Here's what's funny. Somebody got on me on the review for the second episode, and they were mad at me because they said I spoiled it. I put a picture up of it's not Yoda, but the baby from the species of Yoda, and they had not seen anything. And I'm just thinking, I guess, with a US mind frame that everybody has seen that first episode, but they hadn't seen anything. So they were a little bit salty about me putting that up. I wonder if it's a clone, though, Cobra. You know, a lot of people have said that they speculate that it's a clone, but I'm betting not, because I really think that what someone else shared in the comments on one of the videos we put up about it was that this was a nod to the fans, because the fans really want to know about the origin, of Yoda's species, and I think that we might actually be getting that from the Mandalorian. So it could be a clone, though, because we know they were around them, but I'm not sure that that's the case. We'll see. And did you guys also hear about The Witcher? Already been renewed for season 2. They haven't even dropped the first episode yet. It's crazy. Oh, that could be. That could be, Cobra. No, you know what, Dory? No. Okay. So here's the thing about Breaking Bad. Like, I know people love it, but I can't get past the first couple of episodes. I don't understand. Like, I don't understand what the hype is, but the hype must be real, because the show is really probably kind of gone down in a lot of people's books as one of the best, I guess you would call it. I don't even know what you would call it. I guess dramas there is, but I don't see what the hype is. I can't get past like the first couple of episodes. I'm bored to death. And maybe I need to push through and then I appreciate it more. But long and short of it is, no, I'm not still watching it. I don't remember you telling me that, Cobra, but that was good news, though. So that also must mean that Netflix has a whole bunch of faith in this. If they've done that, they must be banking on it doing really well. Yeah, then they must be really they must be really banking on it being really good. I mean, that last trailer looks really, really good. It'll be interesting to see what happens, because now it's got to show and prove. Because if it doesn't, and Netflix is already sank all this money into it with the second season 2, that's going to be a problem for them. So, Adric, you're saying season 5 was the best. Man, I got to get to season 5. Like, I don't know if I can get to season 5. I'm bored to death, and I love Bryan Cranston, but something's got to happen. It's got to pick up. Because I don't know. I don't know if I can get to season 5. Oh, I asked you guys this last week too. I know you've seen it, Jinhan, because you put me on to Seis Manos. Has anybody checked out Seis Manos, the animation on Netflix? It's actually really good. Yeah, I was a little bit let down by Blood of Elves too, Jinhan. I wasn't crazy about that. I think what am I on now? The Tower of Gulls or the Tower of something? I can't remember what I'm on now, but I should finish all of the books by the start of the show. So I'll be like fully caught up on all the and all that kind of good stuff. There it is, Tower of Swallows. So yeah, I'll be caught up on all of that. I'm looking forward to that. I think that The Witcher is going to be really good for all of the talk that people gave and they complained about Henry Cavill playing The Witcher. And well, people complained about the Nilfgaardian armor, but it does look looks a little suspect even now. But I just think it's going to be really good. I really hope the performances are good though. That's the thing, man. I hope that we didn't get I don't know, kind of set by the trailers, for lack of a better word. I hope the performances are really good. Haven't seen it, Dory. And Dory, you're talking about a whole bunch of stuff I haven't seen. I guess I got to put. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna write that down. Let's see. Hey, what's going on, Cornbread? Oh, okay, good. Because they need the Nilfgaardian armor definitely needs to be visually needs to be better than it is. I don't know why they don't just go with some kind of like deep black leather, and then I understand how it's described in the books, or even how you might see it in the game, but yeah, I don't. They need to do something about it, so that's good. Oh, all right, Dory, I gotta check that out. I wanted to pull up the cast real quick of Batman. See, this is why I'm mad that the Stream Deck's not working, because I can't share the screen with you guys. I got to figure out what's going on with it. What is that, 2021? Okay. So let me ask you guys this about Batman that's coming up. Does anybody feel like, is anybody worried that they're putting too many villains in this show or in that movie? Because I know we have Paul Dano as the Riddler. Last I read, who was playing the Penguin? We've got Zoe Kravitz as Catwoman. Anybody kind of feeling like, man, I don't know, don't saturate us with too many villains? I'm just curious to know your thoughts on that. Yeah, Seis Manos is good. It's really good. It's pretty unique too. And then so, okay, now you got Colin Farrell as Penguin. Who's Jonah Hill playing? I thought Jonah Hill was playing Penguin, Dory. Did that go through? Yeah, that's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping, Jahan, you're right, that it doesn't get disastrous like Spider-Man 3. Or like I think it was Tim Burton's version of Batman where they had like Jim Carrey was in there. I think Mr. Freeze was in there. Schwarzenegger. It was just too much. Ah, okay. Okay, so he'll decline. All right. Okay. So my issue, Edric, with it being a lot of villains is like sometimes that clutters the storyline and also it messes with like the pacing of things. Like I felt that way about Spider-Man 3. When you have too many folks in there and you can't really give them proper screen time and development and all that good stuff. I mean, you don't need but so much character development. We all know who they are. They're all like iconic villains, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I feel like when you have a lot of folks in movies like that, you really have to have a skilled director to pull off. So we'll see what happens. You know what else I'm going to be seeing this week too? I heard it was good. I'm going to be checking out Mr. Rogers. I heard it was an Oscar contender. Plus, when I was a kid, did we watch Mr. Rogers? I think my brother and I, maybe we watched a few episodes. I know somebody's talking about me badly because of that. But yeah, I remember the song and the slippers and the sweater and all of that. Yeah, I got to check out Breaking Bad. I got to get through it. I guess I got to push through because all you guys are saying is good. Cobra, you never liked Mr. Rogers? I was never a big fan of it either, except for when like a train would come through. I always thought that was cool. Yeah, Eddie Eddie Murphy's Mr. Rogers was hilarious on Saturday Night Live. It was really funny. Yeah, everybody loves Breaking Bad, but man, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it's something up with me. I just can't, having a hard time getting into it. Yeah, it's the same thing with me. Like I would rather have lesser villains with deeper development, and you don't even have to have like that much. Well, I take that back. I was going to say you don't have to have that much development because a lot of us know who they are. But what they did with the Joker was, phenomenal. But yeah, I would rather have less villains and more character development or more kind of digging into their story in the film than like 7 that are just running around trying to chase Batman. You kind of almost know where that's going to go. So I don't know. We'll see. But I am a believer now in Pattinson. I think he's actually going to do a good job. I think so. And did anybody see Dr. Sleep? I know you saw Dr. Sleep, Cobra, but anybody else see Dr. Sleep? I still haven't gotten to see it. I'm going to try and get out to see it this weekend, or this week rather, coming up. Because Cobra, I think you said it was kind of like a superhero movie. Someone else said that. A couple of people said that about Dr. Sleep. Said it reminded them like of a superhero movie, the way that the whole thing was done. You know what, Jen Han? A lot of people said that the El Camino movie wasn't as good as what they thought it was going to be. You're not the only one to say that. See, and then Adric said he didn't like El Camino. What? You didn't like reading Rainbow? Oh, you almost got me singing the song. I remember reading Rainbow. You know what? Actually, Cornbread, I wish they would use Batman to open the universe, even though I think this Batman is kind of like the Joker and it's a standalone movie, but I would love to see that because he certainly could do that. Speaking of opening up the universe, when does Crisis on Infinite Earth, what does it come out this month, next month, a few weeks, December, something? I think I saw a trailer for it. I want to know how they're going to pull that off too, actually. It's December. Now, see, I can't even let that message through, man. You got to rephrase that. You know who you are. You're going to get me in trouble with the FTC. Hey, you know what? Dory, I think that Frozen 2 actually is going to do really, really well. I think just off of the strength of Frozen, the first film, I think Frozen 2 is going to knock it out the park. And it won't be let it go that people are singing, kids are singing, but it'll be something from that movie. I think it's going to do really well. Oh, okay. All right. So Cornbread said it's not a standalone, it's the beginning of a trilogy. All right, then that's good. And I'm assuming Pattinson is along for all three of those, right? I'm sure he is. I'm sure when they signed him for a 3-film deal. Oh wait, or are you saying 2-film deal? It's going to be 2 films and not 3. Oh, never mind. I got you. Okay. All right, that's cool. That's cool. And has anybody heard anything about yeah, I would think he's gonna do all of them, Jinhan. It'd be strange if he didn't. I don't know how they could swap somebody out. Anybody heard anything about the release of the Umbrella Academy for season 2? So I'm looking forward to that. It's probably one of my favorite superhero shows I've seen on TV in a while. I saw Vikings right before they canceled Vikings, and then someone else picked Vikings up again, I think, Adric, and I haven't seen it since then. But I was a fan of Vikings when I was watching it. I was a big fan of Catherine Winnick, who was much better in Vikings than she was in now I can't remember the name of that movie with my man and with Louis Tan and not movie, the show on Netflix is so bad. Seen a few episodes of Mr. Robot. You should check out this. I believe it. I believe it, Kamikaze. I believe it. It's funny because there were this is totally off topic, but I was watching some other videos where people were talking about leaving the YouTube platform because they're putting too many restrictions on creators and things like that, and they're not allowing creators to really express themselves like they want to. So they're talking about leaving for a different platform. I can't remember the name of it, which people are really calling the new YouTube. I don't know what that platform is, though. No, it's not Twitch. It's something fire. Something fire. But I guess basically you can get on there and say and do almost whatever you want to do. You don't really have the restrictions, which is interesting enough, right? Because if a creator, unless a channel was doing like super well, bringing in tons and tons of views, you're not on YouTube to make money from AdSense because you make almost nothing from AdSense. You just have a ton of views. So from that standpoint, unless you have some other stream of income coming in, which you could take to a new platform anyway, like why wouldn't you leave if another platform is going to be more open and allowing you to do more things? I mean, you probably wouldn't get the level of exposure, but you wouldn't stay on YouTube for money, especially if that money is solely coming from AdSense, because you're not making a lot, sure, unless you have a ton of views. Yeah, you know what? So I'm not sure how that's going to go, Dory, the Kingsman prequel, but I'm interested in seeing that. I want to check that out because I liked both Kingsman movies, so looking forward to that. I'm also looking forward to Jumanji too, because In My Heart and The Rockin' It Together to me is hilarious. So I'm looking forward to Jumanji also. Man, I like every season of Vikings, Jen, and I thought it was really good. It's so funny, Cornbread, that about ITB. I was going back and forth with Daniel Wu on Instagram, and I was telling him it's so funny because when I look at my stats for the channel, still like almost the highest performing videos, even though they're a lot older, are ITV videos. So they outperform a lot of the newer ones. People still love the show, man, and it's so crazy. It's crazy to me how people have not picked the show up, especially when you see a lot of concept shows coming out that are doing well. Like C is an example of that, and you have a show as unique as ITB. I don't know how people are passing. It's crazy. I have no idea how someone else hasn't picked it up. I don't know. I mean, people always talk about Netflix picking it up. I don't know right now if Netflix has, because I know that they're trying to do a lot of stuff, but I don't get it, man. I mean, I think if some network picked this show up, they would really have something special on their hands. My only thing is, would everybody be able to come back and continue the show, or would they actually do the spinoff that that Miles and Al were talking about? So haven't seen any of those episodes for The Last Kingdom. Hey, is there any kind of diehard Star Wars fans on here? I got a question about The Mandalorian. Any diehard married to the source material fans on here for Star Wars? Which I think is unfortunate, because honestly, Jinhan, I think Jason Momoa is a better actor than people give him credit for. I mean, I think he's really good in C. And what's the other episode? I think Frontier was the name of it. I like that on Netflix as well. I think he's a better actor than people give him credit for. Yeah, you're right. You're right, Cobra. YouTube did start out with a lot of iffy material on it when it started. So we'll up. I mean, there's always people trying to give YouTube a run for their money, but I think when new people come on this platform, they're a little bit misled by what they think is possible here, especially when you're talking about earning. And most creators on the platform, they want to earn something, but and they think that they're going to do it through AdSense. And I mean, you can if you have big view numbers, but not. Yeah, I mean, really, all you have is a platform that's restricting a lot that you can do. And I mean, for me, it's fine, because I don't really put out like super edgy stuff like that. But if you got another platform that's allowing you to do what you want to do, and they have a way to monetize, then hey, yeah, do you. I do not, Dory. I do not. Do I need to write down though? Oh, you know what, too? I wanted to say this. What I am also excited about on Disney Plus is some of the older cartoons. Like, those are really nice to see. Some of the cartoons that I think they might have like all of the animated X-Men series on there. So I'm excited about that. The question I was going to ask about Star Wars, Cobra, is if you've seen The Mandalorian, and be careful because some folks haven't seen, I think, that second episode. How close is The Mandalorian to the source material that you know of? The reason I'm asking that is because, like, I wonder if for people who are pretty diehard Star Wars fans, they're cool because they feel like The Mandalorian has not violated the source material. And I've heard both things. I've heard some people say it has, like, what are they doing? Then I've heard other people say that it hasn't. They're happy about the way that they pay respect to the source material, but they're also kind of expanding the story of The Mandalorian. So I just want to know what you thought about that. Yeah, I think Frontier is done, which is unfortunate because that was pretty good. I do want to ask this too about Watchmen, and I feel like we talk about it every week, but I feel like there's so much going on. So, what do you guys think about the theory? If you didn't put it, I'll repeat it to you about Ozymandias or Adrian Veidt and where he is. I was watching Emergency Awesome's recap of this, and he was saying that he thinks that Adrian Veidt is actually on the moon. I don't think Adrian Veidt is on the moon. I think Adrian Veidt is actually in another dimension. And I think that when you see him launching those clones into the sky, I think that's what you see. I think you see them actually disappearing into another dimension, as opposed to the clone that he launched last week or 2 weeks ago that just kind of fell, that went up and fell to the ground. I feel like he was looking for the location, a way out. So I just want to know what you guys think about that theory. I don't think he's on the moon. I do. I think he's in another dimension, actually. Am I crazy? All right, cool. Thanks for that, Cobra. Yeah, so but Cornbread, where do you think that is? Do you think, like, where is he? You think he's on Earth somewhere? Do you think he's in another dimension? If there is, and I'm only speculating that because of what Glass said about the octopus, which I guess is supposed to be an explanation for why they're raining down on us. And I don't know how closely they're trying to stick to the comics with that, but where do you think he is? I think it's totally possible he could be in another dimension, given the fact that Dr. Manhattan is on Mars. So it's not like things like that are totally non-existent. So I'm just curious what you think about that. Also got another theory about the Chief too. Because I also think if we're seeing clones all over the place, I'm wondering if the Chief is really dead. Like I'm wondering if the Chief is not in some way connected to Lady True and he's not actually dead. And the person or the thing we saw from the tree is not actually the Chief. That might be a little far-fetched, but I mean, it's there's so many things that could be going on with the show. So okay. Kamikaze, you think Manhattan has him in timeout? Okay. Maybe so. I have heard that theory too, that they thought that he was actually trying to make clones of Dr. Manhattan as well. So maybe so. Maybe so. Yeah, there's so much going on, man. And now we find out that Will can excuse me, can actually walk. I don't know. It's hard to figure it all out. It really is. So wait, your theater is showing 25 minutes of trailers before what show? That's crazy. That's a long time. Before a movie, Dory? That's crazy. No, I don't. That's wow. We get like 10, maybe 15 minutes of trailers, if that. Oh, that could be Cornbread. See, I wasn't settled on the Chief actually being part of the 7th Cavalry. I know what Angela found in his closet, but I wasn't really sure like what the situation was there. I didn't know if that was planted. I didn't know what was going on there. So, but it sounds like what you're saying is you think that he was definitely part of the 7th Cavalry. Also, I wonder how many of you guys caught the Superman reference to that opening episode. I did put this in the comments of the review for that video, how that was almost, it wasn't direct, but it was certainly a nod to me at the whole Superman story. Lady True comes into the farm, finds two parents there, but the parents can't have children. Same as Martha and Kent. One of Martha and Jonathan. One of the dad's name was Jonathan. There, you get the streaking whatever ship across the sky that crashes in the field. Same thing with Clark's ship, and Lady True presents them with the son. Clark is the son. I thought that was like almost a direct reflection to Superman, kind of a nod to the Superman storyline. I can see that. I can see that, Cobra. I have no idea. I'm not watching Power. I know a lot of people are, but that's not on my watch list. Although I will say, I think we said this last week, the dude that plays Power, I think would make a good Blue Marvel if they ever do a Blue Marvel movie. That's crazy. I can't imagine having a whole half an hour worth of trailers. Crazy. Man, it's not like that here in Maryland. You get 12 minutes tops of trailers, and that's it. Welcome back, Javon. Also, has anybody heard anything about the drop date for Warrior on Cinemax? Anything official? Because I couldn't find anything. I hope that will be good. It'd be awesome if we had all Marvel properties in the MCU, especially if we got the X-Men in the MCU. Like, that's what I really want to see. I would love to see that. But I do think we're going to see some big expansion in the Marvel Universe. I think that Inhumans is going to be a key player in that. I think that, like it or not, probably the second Captain Marvel is going to be a big part of expanding the universe, as well as the Guardians of the Galaxy. And I'm cool with that. Like, I hope, now that we've got time travel, which makes everything possible, right? I hope they expand the mess out of the universe. I would love to see a Silver Surfer movie, and I would love to see some of the more bigger villains as well. Some of the more cosmic villains like Galactus or, some of the others in the universe. I would love to see it all, man. And then ultimately, I would love to see a Secret Wars movie. I really, really hope that we get a Secret Wars movie. I don't know how they would do that. I don't know how they would do the Beyonder in that. I don't know, but I would just love to see it happen. Cobra, I'm in the suburbs, but I'm right outside of DC. So the theater I normally go to, though, is in Rockville, Maryland. Yeah, but it's not that long for us, Cobra. Like, I got people walking out at 30 minutes of previews, man, 12 to 15 minutes tops. And that's why people don't like getting there late. I don't like missing the previews, but yeah, I can't imagine 30 minutes. Good grief. That's a sitcom. So if they, if they do go the Wonder Woman route with Captain Marvel, I think that's actually smart. And I think that will redeem the initial Captain Marvel. My problem with the initial Captain Marvel, well, I had a lot of problems with it, but initially I had a problem with her as Captain Marvel, but I will say that she redeemed herself a bit to me in Infinity War with that. And then I felt like the way that they displayed her power profile in Captain Marvel was so underwhelming that bothered me as well. So we'll see what happens with the next movies to come. I don't know where that's going, Adric. Daredevil and Punisher, because I don't think it's going on Disney Plus. And I haven't heard talk of Netflix picking it up unless you've heard something I haven't heard. But I wouldn't mind seeing that as well, especially the Punisher. Punisher on Netflix was, man, that was crazy good. Love John Bernthal. John Bernthal is in Ford versus Ferrari too. He's pretty good in there. He plays Lee Iacocca. It didn't bother me, Dory, that The Mandalorian was short. I mean, to me, like, I don't really care as long as the show is good. And I felt like The Mandalorian, I didn't feel like it was too short. I know some people mentioned that. Some people were like, man, it was too short. Those last two episodes, I think, were like, well, the first one was like, I think, closer to 40 minutes, and this one was 30. But that didn't bother me because I really enjoyed it. But I think the ones that come after are going to be longer. If I'm wrong about that, somebody correct me. Let us know in the chat. But I don't think that they're all typically going to be 30-minute episodes. Man, I would love to see Bernthal and Cox, as a matter of fact, in the MCU. I say bring it. Oh, I got you, Cobra. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, maybe that makes sense. Maybe that's why they're shorter in in DC, Maryland, or the DMV, Maryland, at DC, Maryland, Virginia area. Yeah, I hope so. Because I wouldn't even do Punisher if you're not gonna make it R-rated, Cornbread. Like, what's the point? What is the point? Just, I mean, just leave it alone. Because there's no way to really represent the character well and have it not be R-rated. It's impossible. Did you hear that, Cobra? The Punisher's going to Hulu? Man, I hope you're right about that, Cobra, because that would be awesome. I don't know when we would see that, a DC versus Marvel movie, even though I wouldn't mind seeing it. I really wouldn't mind seeing that because it'd be on, especially if Superman was going to be in that movie. Boy, oh boy, it would be interesting to see what the fans would say then. Man. Oh, it's only 10 minutes in VA? I don't know, man. Most of my movies are the ones I go to are in Maryland, and I really almost go to the same theater all the time, which is ridiculous because it's way too expensive. But it's like a habit. So, oh man. See, Cobra, you got me all hyped. I'm thinking that they're continuing the series. Shoot. Yeah, I agree with that too about Ghost Rider. It's really hard to do him unless you go R-rated too. Man, that's the thing. Like, Marvel has so many shows, so many characters that could be really, really good. And it's unfortunate because there are so many that Disney Plus cannot pick up, I guess, because of the format. Yeah, that's really sad. Oh, I would love to see that, Cornbread. World Breaker Hulk in Phase 5. Man, I would really love to see that. Then I want to see a DC versus Marvel. We'll put him against Superman and see what we get. I don't think I've ever seen that show. I'm gonna write that down too. Jinhan in Hulu. Write down where it is, Hulu. Does anybody also know when the other Marvel movies are hitting Disney Plus? Like WandaVision and all those. Oh, okay. All right, I got it. Anybody have any idea when the other shows are hitting Disney Plus? The other Marvel shows? Late 2020 for the Falcon. Okay. It's not too bad. And is it still the case that WandaVision is going to be like a mini series? That's what I heard. I don't know if that's true or not. Wanda will be a sitcom. So I'm definitely looking forward to Doctor Strange too. Yeah, that should be really good. Fan of Doctor Strange. You know what, Dory? I heard about that, but I did not see that. I did not see that. My brother wouldn't know about that, though. Anything football, my brother's going to know about. Yeah, Moon Knight should be really good. I'm really looking forward to Moon Knight as well. I was a big fan of his as a kid also. So I can't wait for Moon Knight. And Moon Knight might be rated R or close to it. Well, I don't know if it's going to be rated R, but it could be rated R. Let me say that because that dude did crazy things. So yeah, they should bring back Miss Cage as Ghost Rider. Don't you guys agree? I wonder if they will cast Keanu Reeves as Moon Knight. Let's look that up real quick and see if we got any latest info on that. I mean, I know that they were talking about finding a way to bring Keanu into the MCU. Oh, that's not right. Yeah, that's about it, Kamikaze. That's about it for Nicolas Cage. It's funny because he was such a big star back then, but when you look back at a lot of his movies, I'm like, man, I don't understand it. Except for some of the ones like some of like the Rock and some of those movies were pretty good. But some of his other stuff was cringe-worthy. Well, there's nothing official. Man, I got to get the Stream Deck running again because there's nothing official about who's playing Moon Knight. But I'm gonna run this by you guys. These are the I think the 9 actors that they say would be perfect for Moon Knight. So one they say would be Shia LaBeouf. They think that he might be a good fit. Logan Marshall Green might be a good fit. Michael Huseman, I guess is how you pronounce that name. Rodrigo Santoro. Oh, Jensen Ackles. Okay. Supernatural. Brett Dalton. I don't really see him as Moon Knight. Alfonso Herrera. Rami Malek as Moon Knight. Can't see that. Don't see that. Yeah, Face Off was really good, Cornbread. Face Off was real good with he and Travolta. Oscar Isaac. I think that was our last one. No. Nope, Dory. I don't see Marvel movies winning an Oscar. I think the closest superhero movie or quote unquote superhero movie that might get an Oscar nod is probably Joker. Definitely don't see it happening for Endgame. As good as it was, I don't think that any of them will. I don't even think they're gonna get anything for like any of the technical any awards for any of the technical work on those films. I just don't think that Hollywood is just I just don't see I don't think they still don't see those films in the same class as quote unquote Oscar worthy films. That's just my thought. Rami could be Rami could be a good mutant. I think so too, but I don't see him playing Moon Knight. I can't see that at all. But I think he probably would be a good mutant. I can see him being somewhere in the X-Men franchise. I think Jensen Ackles might be a good choice too. Oh, okay. Well, I don't know. If he's more of a DC fan, then maybe he wouldn't do it. I mean, some of the stuff that the Cage has done in the past has been good, but then like some of the stuff like the National Treasure movies and all that, I did like him in Gone in 60 Seconds though. I thought he was good in Gone in 60 Seconds. I don't know. Some of the stuff he's done has been okay, but then other stuff is like, how is this guy a megastar? I don't know. Yeah, D-Train Gone in 60 Seconds was good. And was he also in the Italian Job? I didn't see you come in, D-Train. But I know he was in Face Off, The Rock. There was another one that was like that. I can't remember what it was. I didn't like any of the National Treasures. Con Air, that's the one. That's the one, Jinhan. Yeah, see, I like that too. Okay. That's right. That's right. I got you, D-Train. And what are you guys hearing about the prequel to Game of Thrones? Because I haven't heard much about it. If the expectations are that it's going to be pretty good or not. What I do think is interesting about the prequel to Game of Thrones is it'll be interesting to see like how it performs, because at that time you're going to have so many shows really kind of trying to heavy hit for that Game of Thrones audience that I wonder if they'll be able to compete, because I feel like when Game of Thrones was out the first time, there was nobody really that was giving that show, or no show that was really giving that show a run for its money. And I'm not talking about whether or not you think a show was better, but just really what the numbers were saying. Nobody was really giving Game of Thrones a run for its money. What got canceled? Wait. The prequel got canceled, Cornbread? I think on the 20th of December, Sigby. I think that's when The Witcher drops. I believe it's the 20th of December. Wait, Cornbread, are you saying that the prequel to... Oh, okay. Wow. Well, it's funny, Kamikaze, because I heard that the pilot episode for Game of Thrones was awful. That's what I heard. I heard people's response to it was really bad. I just heard it was not good. I didn't know that the Cage was in that, Jinhan. I had no idea. Also, you guys, anybody planning on checking out, I think Ip Man 4 comes out, I think in the next couple of weeks. And that should be good because it has Scott Adkins in it. So I've always wanted to see him opposite Donnie Yen. So I'm kind of looking forward to that. Okay. She probably could, Adrian, because some of those folks made a killing from that show. I didn't even realize that. Cobra about Cage. Yeah, I think you could be right, man. The Witcher really could be the next big thing. So, I know you're looking forward to Wheel of Time as well, Cornbread. Oh, speaking of Wheel of Time, is anybody? I know Cobra's watching it, but is anybody else watching His Dark Materials? Just caught up with the latest episode yesterday. Anybody watching that? Yeah, I'm looking forward to it, man, as well, too, D-Train. Yeah, Atkins is a beast. I mean, he is a beast. So I really want to see what they do with him in this next movie. Oh, wow. I didn't know she was making that much. $3 million an episode for the Mother of Dragons. I don't remember any of that, man, from that movie. None of that. I don't think I saw that, D-Train. Wait, you're not talking about Scorsese's movie, The Master, are you? Because if Master Z1, I haven't seen that. Okay, I gotta check it out. Is it where is it? Can I find it, D-Train? Okay, I'll check it out. Yeah, His Dark Materials is is pretty good. Even though I found the second episode a little bit slow to me, but I'm liking the show. See you, Adric. Actually, let me check my phone to see. I asked Daniel, was he watching The Mandalorian? I wonder if he responded. Let's see what he said, if anything. I was trying to get him on for later this month as well. But he said he couldn't do it. He said, let me get back to you on that. I've been in and out of town for various projects, so my schedule's been kind of crazy. I was hoping to try and get him on next Sunday, which actually is good that he can be on next Sunday because my wife said we'll be traveling. So we won't be on next Sunday. That's Sunday before Thanksgiving. So, but I would love to get him back on just to talk about what he's doing too. Oh, another question for you for Watchmen. What do you guys think was in that, whatever that was, crashed on the farmland? What do you think was in there? You think it was a person? You think it was a being? I'm intrigued by that. I want to know what the big deal is about that and what Lady True, why she wanted that, whatever it was, so much. We might find that out tonight, actually. I'm not sure, Cobra. I think that we might be going to either her aunt's house or something like that. I know she told me she wanted to visit her aunt or uncle. It's not super far. It's in the area of Virginia, but she told me that it would be on Sunday because she has to work on Thanksgiving Day. She's a nurse, so she works at night. So the family was supposed to be meeting over there or something like that. I don't know, man. I just do as I'm told. So, but I think that's what's going on with her next Sunday. So we'll probably find that out tonight too. But I actually, you know what, Cobra, stand by. Everybody, stand by about next Sunday's stream. Actually, I don't really know. Let me make sure because I might be able to do it. Probably just wouldn't be able to do it here. I might be able to do it remotely though, with where I'm from. I don't know, Javon. She's cooking it and I'm eating it. I have no idea. And actually, I don't even think that that's a good question. What's going to happen with that? Because I guess she's probably bringing a dish to where we're going, not cooking the whole meal. I don't know. She cooks it, I eat it. That's the way it works. Trust me, if I cooked it, you wouldn't want to eat it. But normally we have traditional food, turkey, whatever. Okay, we'll do. We'll do, Cobra. Oh, also, you probably know about this, Jinhan. Does anybody know what's up with the next season for Castlevania? We are going to get a next season, aren't we? Castlevania on Netflix. I got to see Man in High Castle too. Haven't seen that either. A lot of people talking about it. I mean, well, let me see, Cobra. I can boil eggs. I can make hot dogs. I can make a burger. I can do that. I can make a salad. Yeah, so I got some skills. Nope, not really. Not a real good cook. I take it though. Some of you guys must be good in the kitchen since you're asking. But yeah, nah, man, I'm not a great cook. I mean, I'll cook. When I wasn't married, I had to cook for myself. Not like you won't be telling your friends about it. You probably won't be eating it if I put it in front of you, unless you were just going to be polite because it's don't have any skills. Actually, some barbecue sounds pretty good right now. I got some Lito's pizza in there. I'm gonna polish off when I get off with you guys. Yeah, Castlevania is good, man. Castlevania is a real good animation on Netflix. Oh, speaking of animation, I gotta make sure I check out the last of the latest season of One Punch Man. They should have, hopefully they have the dubbing done by now, because it's hard for me it's hard for me to deal with the subtitles. And did anybody see Raising Dion? I'm just curious. I wasn't a big fan of season 1, but I know a lot of people liked it. I know that Terrence Tremaine liked it. I wonder if anybody else was watching it. I didn't think it was that good, but I do think it had potential. I wonder if they're getting a season 2 of that. That's why I'm asking. Oh man, all right, Cobra. That sounds pretty good, actually. So D-Train, I've seen one episode of Treadstone. I don't know. It would be interesting to see what other folks in the community think. I thought Treadstone was pretty good. That one episode was pretty good. I did not like the non-linear storytelling of Treadstone episode 1, because I think the nature of that story anyway is confusing. So when you tell it like you told that first episode, to me, I really get into it as much. But I do think the show has potential. So, all right, Cornbread, take care. Yeah, Cobra, it was disappointing, man. I felt like it had a lot of potential, but it didn't live up to all that it can do. But then somebody kind of set me straight, because they said that I really would have to know the source material, because I didn't even know it was a comic book. And if I did, then I probably would appreciate it more. So, but from what I did see, it wasn't great. I mean, it had potential, and I thought it probably could do with a season 2. I just didn't know if it was going to get a season 2. Purge has been pretty good too. Now I'm still watching season 1 of The Purge, but I was surprised that I would like it as much as I did, because I wasn't a big fan of the Purge movies. Didn't hate them, but I didn't love them either. Yeah, D-Train, you didn't know what the heck was going on? I mean, like, they're jumping back and forth and time and all that. I did think the action was good too. I agree with you, but I was like, what is happening here? It just, I don't know. Oh, for real? So they're doing the Devil May Cry? Oh man, and an Assassin's Creed animated series? That's exciting. Oh, okay. Oh, whew. So my microphone went out on me again. I was like, oh boy. Has anybody watched Tick on Amazon that used to come on Channel 5 here in Maryland? That was a long, long time ago, but I didn't know if the Amazon series was any good. Yeah, I hated that movie. I really did. Like that movie, the Assassin's Creed, the live action with Fassbender, I was like, what is going on here with this too? Because I mean, it was a huge waste of potential. Huge. Could have been so much better. I wonder if they're going to do a sequel to that. I do think they probably could do a sequel and make up ground for it. You know what other movie I think that they could do a sequel on, which I didn't think was horrible? It turns out Daniel Wu was in that movie too. The it's based on the video game. Played that game for a lot of years too. Now I can't remember the name of it. The Warcraft movie. I thought that was actually better than what people gave it credit for. So, and I like to see them to do a sequel to that. Anybody see that movie, by the way? And I can't remember who Daniel voiced, but he voiced one of the characters in there. Yeah, it was not a good movie. Okay. Yeah, Warcraft was good, man. I liked it. Yeah, maybe it would have been better as a series. Assassin's Creed. Oh, so that's what it was. Okay, Jinhan. Yeah, I knew he did a voiceover for somebody in Warcraft, but I wasn't sure who. Oh, also, did anybody know anything about the second season of the Dark Crystal? Definitely. Because I'm wondering how expensive the Dark Crystal was to make. I bet you it wasn't cheap. Yeah, I'm looking now. Joker, Javon, is a movie on Blu-ray that I'm actually going to buy, and I'm going to buy the physical of my movies I buy are digital downloads. I know most people buy the physical stuff, but I'm going to buy the physical Blu-ray for Joker. Yeah, I heard there were some issues. Leto had some issues, and he's no longer playing that character. You know, it'd be interesting to see if we do see a lightsaber in Mandalorian season 1. Well, no, but I guess they got to do it soon. I think we only have 8 episodes, so we got 6 more to see it happen. Oh wow! I didn't know Joker crossed the $1 billion mark. It was a good movie, man. Joker was phenomenal. Yeah, I didn't realize that Daniel Wu was in that movie at all. I just happened to see it in his filmography, and then I knew that's how I knew he did some voiceover work, but I didn't know who. Wasn't sure who it was. I'm gonna get the Blu-ray. I'm getting the hard copy of that for Joker, Cobra. Most definitely. Hey, what's going on, Almighty? All right, Almighty. I mean, you just hopping on, but I hate to do this to you, bro. But guys, we got to wrap it up in like 5 minutes. I mean, you know what, Javon? I definitely DC could have given Marvel a run for their money. There's no question about that. I think that what hurt DC, Marvel was I don't even know if you would call it smart enough, but they knew enough to structure their movies in the right way, and also to build over an expansive period of time to get what they've gotten so far. And now they've got just like a freaking dynasty going with the superhero movies. But DC could have done it. I mean, they had the heroes, they had the actors, they had the directors in the. I don't know what happened. I don't know. Certainly, DC had potential to be as big. I think definitely. And I'm much more of a Marvel guy than DC, but yeah, they definitely could have done it. Oh, I gotta check that out, Cobra, because Tyrone Magnus is hilarious. So I definitely gotta check that out. I'm gonna write that down too. Got a little. Yep, I agree too, Javon. Joker's the perfect place to start over. But then again, it's a standalone film, so unless they change that, I don't know how that's gonna happen. Yeah, I'm telling you, if they move forward with the tone and strength of storytelling that we got in Joker, DC could be on the map for real because Joker was an amazing movie, big time. But who knows? Maybe with the second Suicide Squad, we'll be better. And definitely looking forward to Wonder Woman too. So. All right, Kamikaze. It's been fun as always. I think that might be a good idea. I mean, or it might work, Jinhan. I think if this movie comes across well, I think that it will really work. I think a lot of it's going to rise and fall on how well Pattinson does as Batman. But I think it has real potential. I mean, big potential. Story about James Bond. 007. Hey, why not, D-Train? I'm telling you, man. I think, and I was too, but I think Pattinson's going to be a good Batman. We'll see, but I'm putting my money behind him. I think he's going to be a good Batman. I think he's going to surprise some people. I really, really do. No, D-Train. He's a better actor than Ruby Rose. He's way better actor than Ruby Rose. He can act. You got to see him in his later stuff. If you've only seen him in like the Twilight stuff, then you might have a certain perception about him. But you got to see him in some of his other like smaller films. Google his name and look at some of his other stuff, and I think you'll be impressed by him. He can act. Yeah. So Jen Honda saying watch his recent films. He's a good actor. I don't know what's going on with Batwoman. I mean, everybody seems to be saying, why does this show exist? I think it's going to get canceled too. They shouldn't have never done it. Not have happened. Batwoman. You know what? That's the deal, D-Train. If it sucks, come back because I think you're going to be surprised. The dude, he's no slouch. The man's he can act. And if I'm wrong, Jen Han is going to buy tickets for everybody to all the next Star Wars movie, the MCU movies for the next 5 years. He just sent me a message and told me that. Nah, I think you really like it though. At least I hope so. I'm looking forward to it. All right, guys, I got to go. I got to get some stuff done for tomorrow. So I will see you guys then. I will put a message up on in a community tab about next Sunday. And it actually might be fine. Let me check with my wife and make sure, but it might be fine. But if I can't stream live next Sunday, I'll let you guys know, and then we'll be back the Sunday after that Sunday past Thanksgiving. So, all right, everybody, thanks. It's been fun as always, and I will see you guys on the channel. More stuff coming out this week. Of course, we'll be doing a review for Watchmen. I'll probably check that out tomorrow, I think. Also, I might be fooling around with the stream later on tonight. Depends on how much work I get done. Fooling around to see what's going on with streaming through OBS Lab. So if you see it, it's just a test stream. I mean, you're more than welcome to hop on if you want, but it's just me testing to try and figure out what's going on with it. So, all right, all. I'll see you. Thanks again. It's fun as always. I'm out. Peace. My mouse over there. All right, guys.